Coming up on this episode of Press This, sliders get sexy again with Slidedeck 2.
And I will try to control my allergies. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Press This. I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Dan.
I have the case of the allergies, so I will try to not relieve myself of sneezing and coughing during the show. This is the show where we take some of the awesome stuff in WordPress, plugins, themes, other fun stuff, put them head to head, review them, give them an opinion, brought to you by us. Not being paid by anybody here. So we want to hit over 1,000 fans. Hopefully there are 1,000 when you see this. If not, go ahead and hit subscribe in YouTube. slocumstudio.com/subscribe.
A little while back,
Slight
while back, we talked about image sliders. We had a whole series of them, which I'm sure we'll link in the video here. And we talked about one particular plugin for Word, and they were all plugins for WordPress. And one of the particular plugin we talked about was Slidedeck from Digital Telepathy. Today we're talking about Slidedeck 2, the sequel to Slidedeck by Digital Telepathy. We will provide the link for the original so you can take a look at that. This episode is going to focus specifically about Slidedeck 2 and what's new about it.
version 2.2.
2.2
release number. Yeah.
Specifically.
How much does it cost, Dan?
Oh, there's 3 different pricing options, Matt, as always. So we have your personal option, which is $49. It's for one site licensing. We have the business license, which is $99. That is 3 sites, which is, as per usual. They also add custom styling in the form of CSS and some other custom options. And then the developer option is $149. So it goes up by $50 each time. This, of course, is your typical unlimited site if you're a developer. Adds custom HTML as well to it. It even includes the Slidedeck 1 jQuery. So if you're a developer working with jQuery as opposed to just with the WordPress element of this, since this is strictly a WordPress plugin and they don't develop anywhere else for the most part, that's kind of cool. What I do enjoy about it, I do want to say really quickly about pricing, is that they definitely are trying to, because it is a premium plugin and there are different pricing tiers, they aren't just making it the 1, 3, or unlimited license kind of pricing with extra support or whatever, Right. Too often I see, the developer option is $50 more, and it includes unlimited sites and priority support.
Right.
By the way, they have a whole new support system with this where you log in, you have a username, and it's really, really clean and fresh, and we'll have a video there for you embedded.
So, I think that I still like Slidedeck.
Yep.
I think that it was second place in our last show.
Yes.
Soliloquy. And then
Soliloquy was number 1, I believe, and then Slidedeck was 2.
And Slidedeck, because there's still a differentiation between these two plugins. Slidedeck to me, and folks will see this, especially on the new release, but they're really focused on content.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Just the word content.
So the big thing I took away from this, in looking back at what we had before reading and sort of researching this with even from their own mouths, is that the big conceptual change here and the reason why they went from Slidedeck 1 to Slidedeck 2 and not just Slidedeck 1.5 or whatever is because 2 is still exclusive to WordPress, but it's much more focused on that repurposing of content than the original was, where the original was a little bit more customizable with regards to HTML and CSS. And this still is. This one's a little bit more based around, hey, I have a YouTube channel or a YouTube page, or I have an Instagram feed, and I have this, and I have a blog post, and taking that already existing information and putting it into a slider form on your website. And we talked about repurposing last week on SEO Lunch, if you want to look at that too.
Yeah, but the concept of content is different than what you normally see with a slider. Typical sliders are just going to say, I've got this stuff in WordPress. I want to feature it in this slideshow, whether it be a post or an image. So it's just very basic.
Yes.
This is we want you to promote content from around the world, around the web.
True. Your
Instagram, your YouTube, it doesn't matter. Post in WordPress, videos, HTML. It's all about this content thing. It's interesting to see where this is going. It's why it's a premium price. Number 1. And it's like the Cadillac of slideshow slide plugins. I think. For good and for bad.
Better for worse.
Better for worse. There's still a lot of stuff that this can do. It's very design centric, which is good.
Yes, it is.
But some of the stuff, you might not need it. You might not need this intense of a slideshow plugin.
Right. There's a lot going on here, and it's almost like throwing in everything in the kitchen sink, and then saying, well, I just wanted a sandwich or something. I don't even know. That's a random analogy.
Yeah,
but
some people might not want to integrate with YouTube, Instagram. I mean, all these things. If you go ahead and hit add source right there, I mean, there are, Dribbble, 500px, Google Plus public post, Vimeo. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to daily motion videos. Like we're not going to integrate with that. We just need to take content from WordPress and put it in a slider.
I want a title and some text in a picture.
Right.
In a lot of cases.
It still does it, but there's all this other stuff on top of it. But it looks sexy.
Yeah,
right?
it looks
great.
It looks
good. It looks really good.
They have this new thing called lenses.
Yep.
So lenses are basically styles. I originally saw lenses, I thought like Instagram or something, but
same thing.
Lenses are actually for customization of your slider. So there's a whole bunch of different options that you have available to you when you use that, and it'll look like they have one called Half Moon, for example, where it kind of cuts it in half and has a black and a white sort of elegant looking thing. They have one where you kind of have like a tiered, like an Xbox Live Blade sort of system to everything, if you're familiar. Really different sort of elements of design there through the lenses. They have different deck types as well that they've introduced. So for social, again, kind of going back to this repurposing of content thing, they have social deck types, video, feed ones, so from your RSS feed, and even images.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that I really love the idea. It's really got me thinking about, I can embed a video and then on a slide afterwards. It's almost like they're trying to build something more, right? I can't really put it into words yet because I haven't seen it, but I actually think they have a Slidedeck app that's trying to be built where you're actually going to build like this journey through content. Like a magazine, like a book, to put it in simple terms. But I think I like the concept of slide one's a video, and then I can slide two to say, did you like that video? Subscribe to our newsletter here. And you can go back and keep playing that video. Like that video could still be playing.
That was really cool. I thought that was really great.
That's really cool.
You can kind of explore, and then I'll go back to this one. It does pull contact now, as you just said, directly from YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, sources like that.
Right. Not that other slideshows can't do this stuff. Right. But this is just the idea behind promoting content and sliding content is interesting. Yeah. Looks really good. You got a ton of features. You can control everything that you normally can control: time, slide, transitions, effects, all that stuff. The lenses were cool. I was thinking the same thing. Like I thought I could put filtering lens effects like an Instagram, but you can't do that, or at least I didn't see anything available like that. Either, but their lenses are the styles of the slides.
Please send your angry emails to us.
Right. It's not cheap, but it's damn good looking because you can get other lenses for like $9, $7. So then you're like, man, I just paid $150 and I got to go buy another $9. But hey, who is this plugin for? This is for you. Right, this is the guy who's just like I don't want to be in the CSS code. I don't want to style anything. I just want to look damn good.
Which you can
do. And that's one of their new features is you can take control of that CSS. But I think that people who want this are just like, hey, I just want something really good looking that works. Yeah. And I can pull in content from everywhere. If I'm a magazine, if I'm some kind of local publisher, photographer, I just want it to work. Yeah. I don't want to mess around with just WordPress stuff.
I'm in love with this plugin. I think it's wonderful. It is in a mobile world, it's responsive, but in a mobile world, it has this great visual flair to it where somebody can go to your website and have the slider on the front page and have their own unique experience on your website based on the way you kind of designed it a little bit and based on the stuff you put in there. So your own YouTube videos and stuff like that. And it's a great way to take all that repurposed content and put it in one easy to use spot. If you are doing pageless web design on the mobile front, we talk about that in this week's episode of SEO Lunch. It is lazy loading. I don't know if you looked into that, but basically it is lazy loading. So if you have it at the bottom of your page or whatnot, it'll kind of load as you go as you need to. So it kind of conserves resources from a developer. And so if you're searching for it, it'll have a faster page speed, page load speed. People aren't as frustrated.
Yeah. Tremendous stuff. We just recently released a new theme for real estate, modern real estate theme. It works with the Soliloquy slider. Like we built Soliloquy to work with this theme because we want to design the theme. We want to make sure it works well with WordPress. It looks really good. I don't want to have to build the slider. The team doesn't want to have to build the slider. So we chose to integrate with Soliloquy. I think we should also
choose to integrate with Slidedeck too.
With Slidedeck too, because hey, it's the same thing. Like these guys do sliders really good. Soliloquy does sliders really good. Yeah. I'm going to build the theme really good, but I'll let these guys handle the slider. Yeah, right. Because you've already got it down packed, right? So,
yeah, I think it's great.
It's awesome stuff. If you guys have your own thoughts about Slidedeck, if you're thinking about buying it, shoot some questions down below. We know the guys really well. We can shoot them the message, or they might see it when we release the review. So go ahead and ask your questions below. What do you like to see on this show? What do you want to see next? Go ahead and hit subscribe. We want to hit over 1,000 fans. SlocumStudio.com/subscribe. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.